Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I got another Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel review for you. I'm going through the brand new toys and reviewing all the latest stuff that has been releasing. This was another one that you guys really wanted to see. These are the new 5-inch Rangers from Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. So basically, from Power Rangers Ninja Steel, we have the regular Rangers, right? So I've done reviews of those. Then they also released the Rangers with their Ninja Master Mode. So this is the form that they appear in the Zord cockpits, basically. So these were the two different versions. Now they also had these training Rangers, which I do have. I have not reviewed them yet because I'm still waiting on some of the other training Rangers. I have some of them and some of the other villains. So I'm waiting to gather all of those together and then review them. So I'm going to go backwards and do some Ninja Steel stuff later, but basically there's that. Now, for Super Ninja Steel, you know, obviously we still have the regular Ninja Steel Rangers, but instead of going to Ninja Master Mode, in Super Ninja Steel, I guess there's a new form that they're going to go to, which is their Ninja Super Steel Mode. So these are the new Ninja Super Steel Mode figures, and I'll do comparisons and everything, but I'm excited to check these out. So, first of all, the packaging. All the new Super Ninja Steel packaging is kind of black packaging, but you have your classic Power Rangers Lightning Bolt, which is in the color of whatever Ranger is featured, as well as an image of the Ranger. I think it looks really slick. I think the packaging looks really cool. It stands out a bit more, and just because it's kind of more simplistic, but the colors pop a little more and just looks really neat. So I'm excited about that. But let's take a close look at some of these. So in the little window display, you can see the Ranger figure there. You have your Super Ninja Steel logo, and it says Ninja Super Steel Mode Red Ranger. It's kind of a mouthful. Not sure that I like the name of it, but it is what it is. Also, and this is kind of neat, I like that they include this now. It mentions what's in the box. So you have the Ranger as well as a weapon. It also says Pilot the Megazord because any of the 5-inch Rangers can sit inside of the Ninja Steel Megazord. I'm not going to show that feature because you get the idea. I mean, there's nothing different about it. It just sits inside of it. It's kind of boring, but you know, there's that. So there it is right there. Again, they're just showing it sits inside. Yay! You know, not much to it. And then of course the other figures that are and toys that are available there. So there's the Red Ranger. We have the Yellow Ranger here as well. So they just have the regular Rangers in the artwork there, but then the Ninja Super Steel Mode figures right there. So they look pretty interesting. So we shall see. Then the Blue Ranger right there. Blue is my favorite color, just in general. Not necessarily the Blue Ranger, but blue is my favorite color. So I'm digging the color scheme there, although some of the other Rangers look pretty sweet as well. And just the packaging style, the blue and everything, this is a really nice shade of blue that they used for the packaging. Like, that just looks really cool. And we have Gold Ranger right here. I'm glad that we have Gold Ranger in this wave, because the Gold Ranger released later on for the Ninja Steel waves, and I still don't have the regular Gold Ranger. I have the Gold Ranger Master Mode, but not the regular one. I still have to find that. But on the downside is they did not release the white and pink Rangers. There's no female Ranger figures in this wave. I don't know if they're ever going to release, to be honest. I hope so, but as of the recording of this video, they have not been announced, so we'll have to wait and see. I hope so, because I would really hate to have an incomplete set. But then again, the female Ranger figures don't sell as well, so I don't know. It's really kind of up in the air. But then we also have Ripcon right here. So they have an image of Ripcon in the lightning bolt there. So it's kind of interesting how they have that, and you can see him. He comes with his two swords. Now, some people may be thinking, wait, didn't we already get Ripcon? Yes, we did, except this is a repaint. So here's the regular Ripcon, and then here's the repainted version. So I don't think this is going to be in the show. Some people said that he might have like an enhanced version later, but I don't think this is fully accurate to whatever that may be, if that even happens. So this is just a repaint. I wasn't thinking of getting it initially, but then I was like, you know what? Might as well just complete the wave and at least get him in there. So there's that. So anyways, enough of that. The packaging is so cool, so I wanted to spend some time on that. But let's jump right in and open these up and take a look. Alright, here they are out of the packaging, and these figures look really cool. So first of all, I want to take a look at Ripcon, since we've already seen him before, so I don't want to spend too much time on him. But, you know, in terms of the detail, It's the same as the previous figure, just in different colors. And he's, you know, got some decent detail, especially down the back like that. So kind of interesting. He has his two swords, although this one in particular that I have doesn't have the best grip in this hand. But so nothing super new about him. So I have this figure right here. Obviously the weapons can easily get warped, which is unfortunate. But color scheme wise, the original I feel like is definitely better. I think this new one, just the pink and everything, just looks a little more dull. The red looks like it's the exact same. The yellow right there. So really, they just replaced the blue with pink and the white hair with the same pink as well. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Ripcon as is. I feel like the design, to be honest, isn't that great, and the colors kind of clash. He's just like a, you know, red, white, and blue kind of creature, but just looks weird. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the design, and I don't think this new color really makes it any better. But if you do like Ripcon, and you do want a different color scheme, I guess you now have that option, I guess? I don't know. Kind of a pointless figure, to be honest, but it exists, and here it is. So that's pretty much all there is about Ripcon. Articulation-wise, I'm not going to really get into too much, but decent amount of arm articulation. The jacket right there kind of restricts the movement right there. The hand doesn't rotate on its own, and this doesn't twist, but the up here in that joint you do have movement. The legs as well can move forward and back a little bit, but restricted because of motion, but to the side a decent amount, can bend at the knee, does not twist on the feet. The head just turns a little bit, but that's about it. So, you know, okay articulation, nothing to write home about, but there's Ripcon. So anyways, let's get him out of the way. Let's focus on the main event, right? So we have the new Ninja Super Steel Mode Power Rangers, and I gotta say, I really like these designs. I think, here's the thing, my whole thing with Ninja Steel is I'm not the biggest fan of the regular Ninja Steel Rangers. I don't like the design. It just doesn't work for me. I think the helmets are kind of weird. Just overall, it just doesn't fit. You know, when they did the Ninja Master Mode, I liked it a little bit better because I felt like the armor at least made it look kind of interesting, but it still wasn't fully there. And I think, looking at this now, I think I realized what it is. I think the reason is I like the chest piece. The helmet still could be a little bit better. It works a little bit better with the armor, but still a little off. And the legs are the same. So what these modes do is they actually change the helmet slightly, and they add in some cool designs on the legs, and I think that really sells it for me. I think that I really like. The shoulder pieces are like, whatever. I really like the silver on the legs. I think that really makes it stand out a lot more, and it makes the whole package work. Now, are these my favorite designs ever? No, not at all. But I went from not liking the designs to thinking they're, you know, kind of neat to, okay, these are kind of cool. I actually like these designs. So it has nothing to do with ninjas at all. Like if we just throw the whole ninja thing out of the equation, these are these armored superheroes is basically how I'm looking at it. And that to me looks kind of neat. So let's take a look at them one by one. So let's focus on, move these guys to the back here, focus on the Red Ranger. Now they all come with the same weapon. So I'll show you that. I don't know the name of this weapon, but this is, I believe, an original toy, because usually for these modes they also have original weapons. Yeah, it is. So this is original to Super Ninja Steel. So I'm excited to see what this is like, because Ninja Master Mode had the chainsaw thing, right? And the chainsaw thing was really cool in the show and everything, and I got the toy. I haven't opened that up yet, but so this little blaster looks really cool, and I'm assuming they're going to make a toy of this as well, so that will be interesting. But it's pretty large, so it definitely makes them feel, you know, pretty formidable, which is really cool. So here is the Ninja Super Steel Mode figure right here, and as you can see, just overall they've added sort of this more armor look to it. You got these, the shoulder pieces got these extra spikes right here. It's kind of sticking out a little bit, these spikes at the bottom, so it really kind of makes it stick out a little bit more. It gives me a little bit of that Dino Supercharge vibe with the extra spikes and things too, but I feel like it works better with the overall thing that they're going for. And on the back you can see kind of like the armor and stuff. Like, I think that looks really cool. I like the design overall. So articulation wise, you know, the head just turns left and right. And all the guys have the same articulation. So I'm only going to focus on one Ranger like this. The shoulder pieces move up because if you want to rotate the arms, you can do so by lifting up the shoulder piece. They can also go all the way, upwards like that. You can bend at the elbow, and then the hand just rotates if you wanted to. Then with the legs, you can do the splits pretty easily, and he can move forward and back a little bit, a decent amount. You can bend at the knee, and that is it. The foot does not rotate, which is, one minor little thing. If this would have rotated, it would be easier to do a couple poses, but, not a super big deal. So articulation-wise, it's the same for all the Rangers. So let's do a little comparison, right? So to have all the Rangers kind of side by side with their different modes, let me get these guys out of the way, and then let's focus on just these Rangers here. So we have our Ninja Steel regular Red Ranger, right? So let me take out the weapons and stuff. So let's move him to the left. Right, and we'll move the Ninja Master Mode Red Ranger in the middle. Because I like to see this sort of evolution of the design. It's really interesting to me to see how they did this. So as you can see, what they've done really from this mode to here is they added this whole little chest piece right here, and you have these little, almost like these exhaust vents kind of right there, and then these pointy shoulder pieces. That's really the only difference. It's like you just take that armor and just overlay it on top of him, boom, right? Now, moving on to this design, they kept the chest piece the exact same. So that is still there in place. However, one thing that you'll notice behind the chest piece, you see how you have the banner here? The banner is still behind the armor, because it's still visible right here, right? On this Ranger, it's gone. The banner in the back is completely gone. The pointy armor pieces are now different. They're a little shorter, so they're not as pointy, which I kind of like, and they have gold around them, which is an interesting design choice, considering like the color doesn't, exactly fit with some of the other pieces. The arms are also different because now they're all solid black instead of red right here, and they have these little golden pieces on the sides, which kind of give it that extra flavor, which I think is nice because it blends with the gold up top. Down below, the legs are totally different. So instead of keeping with the red and the white down there, they are all black with silver designs on them and then gold on the sides right there. So you can definitely see how the design has evolved. But also, the other piece that I like is, if you look very closely at the helmet, so the helmet stayed the same between these modes, but going to the Ninja Super Steel mode, you'll see, if I can get them all to stand up properly, it has changed slightly. So let me zoom in and show you what I mean. So for comparison, you'll see that there's little hints of red inside the helmet design. Instead of being all black for the visor, there's little bits of red inside. And I think that makes it look so much better. Plus, there's little black lines on the sides right there. Versus here, like, you still have kind of the raised top, but there's no black lines. And that just kind of adds an extra little bit of flavor to it and makes it look a little bit better. I think my biggest thing is with how wide these visors are. And because there's some color inside of it, it makes it look less wide. And so I think that looks better in my opinion. So that's the difference in design here. So not everybody's going to like it because it's much more armored looking and less of a ninja. But I dig it. I think it's got a really interesting and cool design to it. So let's take a quick little up close look at this figure right here. I just want to show you guys some of the detail a little more up close. As you can see with the helmet, the red paint and stuff in there is certainly really nice. Nice shine to it. There's more shiny gold on here than there is in the Legacy Zeo Gold Ranger, so that's kind of sad. But this figure definitely looks nice. The silver is nice and shiny as well. Just overall, really solid look. So anyways, that's enough on the Red Ranger. I just really wanted to illustrate the differences in the comparison between the types of figures that we have. So moving on, let's bring in the Yellow Ranger next, right here. Okay. So Yellow Ranger, and we'll take out the blaster because again, it's all the same. I'm not going to look at the articulation and all that because you've seen it. So same thing basically. The gold, all the color around the sides and everything is the exact same, just obviously yellow and the unique helmet piece. So for comparison's sake, you have the regular Yellow Ranger right here, and then I'll bring in the middle the Master Mode Yellow Ranger. So again, the same evolution of the design between all of them, but really you can see the key differences. I'll take away the Master Mode and just focus on these two, and look at the helmet in particular. You can see the little bits of yellow on the inside of the helmet, which make it look really interesting. And I like that it's not just a straight outline, like it kind of, you know, zigzags up a little and curves on the sides. It just gives it some personality. And the black lines are certainly a nice touch as well. So I dig that. So yeah, really, really cool design. And I think the yellow meshes well with the gold. And the silver is slick looking and nice, but the gold certainly meshes well with the yellow on these figures. So definitely a really solid looking figure. I really like these designs. Yeah. All right, so next up we'll bring in the Blue Ranger right here. Now the Blue Ranger, I dig the blue and the silver and the black. Like that whole combination is really cool. The gold in this one is kind of a little off, like it just kind of sticks out a little bit more, but not too bad. But I really dig, like if you take that part away right there, that looks really slick looking. The blue, silver, black combo, I really dig that a lot. He just looks like he's like a soldier ready for battle, you know? Like I think that's so cool, the way that they designed this figure. Yeah, definitely really awesome. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like how they took the Mighty Morphin design and turned them into the Sentries from in the Boom Studios comics. It's sort of like that kind of an evolution of design, which is really interesting. All right, so bringing in the regular Ninja Steel Blue Ranger and the Master Mode, Ninja Master Mode, and Ninja Super Steel Mode side by side. So obviously you can see how the silver blended in well here, and the gold not as much here, but it's still pretty neat. You know, overall the evolution of the design right there. So taking away the Master Mode and just focusing on these two right here, let's zoom in on the helmet. And you can see, and this one's a little harder to see, but there are little tiny highlights of blue inside the helmet there. Not much, but I also think the black lines, you know, again, just make it look a little bit better. Like it sort of takes the attention away from the center as much, whereas here, because this is the only painted piece, this is the main piece, all eyes are on that, whereas here, the little hints of blue and then the black lines sort of make it all just blend together a little bit more nicely, you know? So there is that figure right there. And last but not least, for the Rangers that have been released so far, we have the Gold Ranger right here. I hope that they do a white and pink Ranger down the road, but for now, we have the Gold Ranger. Now, the Gold Ranger is very interesting because he is certainly different than some of the others in that the color scheme they've changed a little bit. So I'm going to bring in the Red Ranger right here. And the whole silver chest piece with the gold color in there, and you know the black with the silver outline and the gold on the sides, that all is consistent. The one main difference is instead of the solid black arms, he has blue on the sides right there. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I guess I get it because the regular Gold Ranger had the blue as well, so I guess they're keeping that consistent. So that makes sense. But it just looks a little different, you know. But I don't mind it, actually. I think it kind of looks cool. And certainly the shoulder pieces obviously mesh in much more better with this Gold Ranger here. So let's take an up-close look at this. So yeah, I mean, really nice design that they did with it. And the back just looks great. The gold is pretty nice. It's not super shiny or anything. But, you know, it does its purpose for this figure, at least. Certainly looks more gold than the Legacy Zeo Gold Ranger, too, because that looks a little more butterscotch, whereas this one is more of like a dull gold, but still kind of gold. But, yeah. So, in terms of comparison, I don't have the regular Gold Ranger. All I have is, I have the Ninja Master Mode Gold Ranger from Big Lots that I have not opened up yet. I will be doing a review of this soon. So you can certainly compare the two right there. And you can obviously see how the blue arms carried over from the regular Gold Ranger and so on, right? So you can see the clear design choices. The one other thing that you will notice is this Master Mode figure. Oh, actually, this is consistent with all the other ones. I didn't even realize this. I'm comparing them all, and I'm totally oblivious to this difference here. So let me bring in the Red Ranger, and look at this. So on Ninja Master Mode, you have these black pieces right here. This part's black, whereas in this mode, these are silver. So that's actually consistent for all the Rangers. So same thing here. I was noticing you have the black on there, but these are silver. So that is one difference. I don't know that I prefer it any which way. I feel like either way works with the design, so not a huge deal or anything like that. But I did notice that. Now, the other thing is, there's the regular Gold Ranger there, but it's so tiny, it's really hard to see, you know, that sort of comparison. But the other part is the helmet, right? So this one actually looks pretty different. So you do have the black line on the side, so that's different. But right here is immediately noticeable. They have like a gold zigzag design going across it there, which I actually think is kind of neat. Again, this one was probably one of the more lesser offensive helmets to me because it's not as black. There's sort of the silver in the middle of it, so it kind of looks, you know, a little bit better and not as huge and odd looking. And I feel like this, you know, looks fine too. I think it looks even better. The gold zigzag line just makes it look a little interesting on the helmet there. So kind of adds a nice little touch, you know. Certainly looks pretty cool. So there is the Ninja Super Steel Mode Gold Ranger. So yeah, so this is the first wave of Super Ninja Steel figures, right? We have the gold, blue, yellow, and red Ninja Super Steel Mode Rangers, as well as the repainted Ripcon. Overall, I would say Ripcon, pass. There's no point in it. If you really want Ripcon, get the regular version. Otherwise, if you don't care about Ripcon, just pass on him. You know, not really much of a point. These figures, though, I would recommend. I think they look really cool. I dig the designs personally. If you're a fan of the designs, then definitely pick these up. The articulation's pretty standard for these size figures as well, so you know what to expect, and really interesting original designs. I can only hope that they actually use these modes outside of the Zord cockpits, maybe in the finale, which is what they do sometimes, or at least they did with Super Samurai. But otherwise, you know, it'll at least still be cool seeing them on the show in the Zord cockpits. So yeah, so there's that. These are the new 5-inch figures for Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. So let me know in the comments section below what you think of these new designs and these new figures as well. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Got lots more Ninja Steel reviews and Super Ninja Steel reviews on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. So as I mentioned earlier, I do have some other Ninja Steel reviews still pending. I did show the Big Lots figure, the Master Mode Gold Ranger. I still need to find the regular Gold Ranger, and also Stone Dozer, is that the name of the villain? I think has been out, but I have not found him yet. And I have these training mode Rangers right now. I have yellow, pink, and red. So these are the only ones that I have seen so far. I still have to get the other ones whenever they release. So I will be reviewing these at some point, but I just want to wait until I have a bit more of the set to review them. So in the meantime, you have these to take a look out for. But yeah, so definitely stay tuned for more reviews on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.